Guys, do you see this world globe that we learned at schools and on Google Maps? I want to tell you it's actually wrong. Why? Do you see this ball? If you flatten it, smash it like this, the whole problem starts from here, this country, Greenland. On Google Maps, it looks huge. But in reality, Algeria is bigger. The second problem is Canada. So if you take it this way, it's called distortion. Or from above. They look at it from above. That's why Canada looks bigger than its real size. That's why Greenland looks big too. Meanwhile, Africa looks small. Because the bigger it is, the most valuable. They were mocking us all these years. And powerful it is. Our life was a trick. I don't accept this at all. You need to project it from above or from below. You choose. What we have learned in schools is called
Mercator projection.
Mercator projection. It is a projection of the world globe. You know, that's why they had to create a map. But as the time passing by, we discovered that size means power. So Canada and the US appear huge. Meanwhile, Africa looks smaller. It means that they're bigger. Little kids, when they're learning maps, they learn that Africa is small. It makes it look small to them. It decreases its value, at the same time increasing the value of others. But there's a projection considered more realistic that appeared almost 50 years ago. It's called Gall-Peters projection. Gall-Peters. Do you see this map? It is the real one, and that's the real size of Africa. But what they first did is to make Greenland look so much bigger than many countries in Africa. And how will you know if the map is real or not? It's from the size. You need to figure out the surface area. Guys, there's a website that will show you the difference. You can compare any country to any other one. Let me show you some comparisons. Russia against Africa. Canada against Brazil. They're so close in size. Now Canada compared to Africa. Let's see Algeria compared to Greenland. And Saudi Arabia to Greenland. Because they lifted up from above, that's how a distortion was made. They lifted up the northern countries and demoted the southern ones. People started to understand because it's a dangerous subject when taught to kids. I want to ask you about Canada. What do you think when you hear Canada?
Big and huge.
Huge. And what do you think the size refers to?
Immensity and development.
And power.
Yes.
Right? And Russia?
Russia's bigger too.
Big, and you see it's huge.
So big.
It means that it's powerful.
Powerful.
So what about Algeria, for example? Is it big or small?
Small.
And Africa?
Small too.
So Brazil?
Small.
The New York Times wrote an article in the 40s that this is a mistake and shouldn't be forgotten. And this idea is still going on. It is a dangerous map to be taught. Nowadays, for example, in some schools like in Boston, they started to change this kind of projection and started to use the most relevant and realistic one, which was made 50 years ago. Here you can see all the projections that were made before. All of them are so close to each other. But the correct information is by comparing the surface area. But whatever you do to level up the Earth, you will fail. I mean, you can't get the real size by 100% in the drawing. But a question hit me up. Why our geography teachers didn't teach us this before? Why didn't they tell us that this map could be wrong? Here in the Arab countries, they taught us the Mercator projection. Even Google Map is using it too.
In fact, I'm one of those believing in the flat Earth conspiracy.
Get him out of town. What do you think about Canada?
Yes. Canada and Russia looks huge on the map.
Do you get impressed when you see it?
Of course, you're talking about Canada.
You mean size?
Yes, just the name makes you feel it's a big place.
Well, do you know that this map is wrong? They made themselves look bigger.
Really?
Yeah, Algeria is bigger than Greenland. And maybe...
Brazil?
And Brazil is almost the same size as Canada.
You mean Africa's big?
Africa is so big. But they made it look small. Disappointed?
Very disappointed.
Okay, thank you for being with us.
For every public school in America to teach geography using the Peters projection map.
instead of the traditional Mercator.
Look how Africa is looking big here.